Good morning, peace. How you doing, family? It's Mr. R2 here at Consistency is Currency, and today we're definitely going to do something just a little bit different. Welcome to the Aries season. It's Aries season for all you Aries out there, like myself. But we came in this season in a storm, especially for here those that are right here in the state of Texas, Central Texas, that is. Um, so I'm gonna tell you a little story. Peace. Good morning, Miss Barry. As you can hear, you hear the rain and you hear the clock tick. I just want to let you hear it for a moment, just so you can understand, put you in in the moment. Take your time right now and listen. You hear the storm, you hear the rain, and you hear the clock. The storm will always be here, but the storm come and go. I remember when I was young, we used to have this big grandfather clock. My father, he was in the military, and we went to Germany. And a lot of people, when they go to Germany, they always come back with two things, or one of two things. You're going to come back with a shrunk, or you're going to come back with a grandfather clock. We just so happen to can't come back with both. But the grandfather clock was there. It was present. But the grandfather clock would never give you time. The watch that you purchase, or the alarm clock, even that you purchase, it will never give you time. The storms in our life will always come. The storms in our life will go. It's just like the seasons, but it never gives you time. Time is one of the most precious commodities that we have, that we will ever have in our life. The storms will come in our life. It will blow everything down. It will demolish, and it also has the ability to cross pollinate, but it can also bring seeds in. But you have to take the time to plant those seeds, even in a natural life. There are 86,400 seconds in a day. What are you doing with yours? What are you doing in 86,400 seconds? Because remember, we talked about a 2% environment. The 2% environment is the first 28 minutes of your day when you wake up. So that means, what are you doing with the first 1,680 seconds of your day? We have to make the time to do what we know that we're required to do, because you don't just make things happen. You have to understand that you have to make them happen internally, inside of your mind, inside of the mental development, where everything is housed, is in between your two temples, within your temple. Because if your temple inside of your mind is where everything is developed, so that's where time exists. 86,400 seconds start inside of your mind. You have people say that wasting time, but no, you really use your time inefficiently. When do you effectively use your time? You effectively use your time when you take the time out to examine the who that you are. You have people who have yet to apologize to people that they know they need to apologize to. But remember that time waits for no one. Again, the storm will always come and go, but your time is the commodity that which you will never get back. So 86,400 seconds, you do have the ability to heal. 86,400 seconds, 400 seconds, you do have the ability to forgive. 86,400 seconds, you do have the ability to survive. 86,400 seconds, you do have the ability to be successful. 86,400 seconds, you do have the ability to change. 86,400 seconds, you do have the ability to sit your tail down and examine how much time have you really put into what you said you wanted to do. It takes effort to put in the time. Now let's look at this from a personal standpoint. Now I had to look at it from a personal standpoint because I had to examine when we say we as individuals, as adults, we don't have time to do things, but we actually do. Because the hard part about how much time you put into it is how efficiently are you with the management of it. That's the hard thing, right? So, how do you efficiently manage 86,400 seconds of your day? You might have to carve some of that out and prioritize those things in order for you to effectively manage all 86,400 seconds. That is where you begin to manage your expectations when you manage the entire 86,400. Don't allow time to dictate the management, but you have to understand you have to manage it. Now, as everybody was looking at the storm and the tornado is coming, you had to say, okay, just like the school did, they had to say, okay, when are we going to let the kids out? What's the best time to let the children out? People were saying, what's the best time to go home? Me personally, I was like, okay, I need to make time to go ahead and stop what I'm doing in order for me to ensure that I get home safely. That's just like in life. You get these storms that happen in your life, and do you begin to look at it, in hindsight, and how much time did I really spend with mama before mama left? How much time did I spend with dad before dad left? How much time did I spend with my son or my daughter? But we look at the management of the time only after the storm happens. We look at the management of the time when the storm is currently and persistently moving in that particular space. But what are we doing about our time before the storm takes place? Who have we communicated with just to say, you know what, hey, I'm proud of you. I hope your day is going well. I'm just checking on you. I don't need anything. I just want to give you some time, or I just want to take 5 minutes to phone call just to say that I was thinking about you. But when the storm comes and time is lost, we want to pay attention to it. But how about we pay attention to it before it all goes away? I think that's the best part about time. Yes, time waits for no one, but what are you going to do about the time that you're taking to actually execute the things that you know that you need to do? I think that's when we put ourselves in that honest space, and we put ourselves in that honest place when we look at the things that we do. It's going to really change our perspectives. And I want you to look at it too. What did you do yesterday during the storm? Did you check on someone that you knew that was in the area, or were you just watching like, oh man, that looked messed up? But if that person passed away and you didn't take the time, then there may be a small sliver of guilt that you may have because you didn't take the time to go do it. Now, for me, looking at the 86,400 seconds, I have to look at what did I manage during that time and how was the expectations met during that time. Now, I can tell you what I was doing, looking at marketing and looking at, advertising and doing a little bit of studying, looking at the analytics and stuff like that. But that's what I was doing with my time. But I had to acknowledge that's not an effective way of utilizing your time. They got this storm coming. You need to think about other people besides yourself. So time now is to let go of all of this because it is always going to be here. So maybe today is time for you to end the day early. But how many times a lot of us, we put so much time into everything else instead of putting time into the things or the people that love us the most, but we don't take the time, we don't take the time out for them, but we take more time out for ourselves. Remember, the storm is going to come and go, but time is always going to be here. It's still going to be 86,400 seconds in a day. It's still 60 seconds in a minute. It's still 60 minutes in an hour. It's still 24 hours in a day. So let's take this. Let's take the time out to pay attention to how we manage our time all the way down to the second, because you might not get a second chance to pay attention to the seconds that you put into your life. Again, time is a commodity, but who is willing to use it effectively? Then I think we as people, especially as adults, we have the ability to change not just our lives, but when we do look at the life that we live and the time that we put into it, it allows us to change the trajectory and allows us to possibly change the conclusion because our execution has changed. Time management. Take your time. Be willing to put in time. Be willing to commit yourself to time. Be willing to recommit yourself to time. What are you doing with your 86,400 seconds? Because remember, 86,400 seconds will reset. It will reset tomorrow. So if you felt that your 86,400 seconds was not used properly, you do have the ability to see what the next 86,400 seconds is going to look like for you, look like for your child, look like for someone that you need to be communicating with. Because you might not see the next 86,400 seconds if you don't efficiently and effectively use the time that you have right now. Y'all take your time. And remember, we all have it. We're all forwarded 86,400 seconds, but what we do with it will make the difference. That will make the difference between the what you do, the who you are, to where you go. Be effective, be efficient, and be consistent. And y'all be blessed. Peace.